All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, over the last couple of days, I have added over $1,000 to one of the positions in my stock market portfolio. And so I wanted to make a video for you all, just going over all of it, talk about what stock it was that I added the money to, how many shares I purchased, why I purchased it, and much more. So we have a good bit to get into today, so let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. So what we can see here is that the stock market portfolio is looking pretty dang on healthy today. Currently in the individual account, have about $382,000, and in the managed individual account, I have about $5,100, totaling out to right under $388,000 across these two portfolios currently. Now, that is mostly just because this week has honestly not been too bad. Ever since the news of the ceasefire, the portfolio has started to slowly climb back up, currently up nearly $17,000 on the week, and on the month, we're actually back in profit, just barely up $1,100. So definitely recovering a lot of those losses that we put in throughout the month of March. Okay. Now, as a result of this, of course, there has been a lot of opportunity recently, and I decided again that I wanted to add to one of my positions that I hadn't touched in quite some time, and that position was actually Robinhood. As many of you know, Robinhood's actually one of the only positions that I have that has been in the negative. I was doing a good bit of buying on Robinhood right whenever it was around, that $100-ish mark. I was doing a lot of buying in July and August, and it actually was going really well at first. I was buying in, $100, $102, and then it ran all the way up to $150, so it was up around 50%. And then it just got, Granny just got kicked smooth down the stairs. And we saw this thing absolutely crumble down towards $65, putting my position in the negative around $1,500, which honestly wasn't very fun to see, but it is what it is. This is only 1% of my total portfolio, so it wasn't like a catastrophe. Definitely didn't like it. But I told you guys, I was like, hey, at some point I'm going to start building into this Robinhood position, because just because its price hasn't performed super well, I still have a lot of faith that Robinhood is going to be one of the leading players, if not the leading players, for allowing access to investing in a simple way to future generations. That is like the main thesis that I have about Robinhood, is that, again, I think they'll be one of the front runners to making the investment process for people my age and younger as easy as possible, and that should hold them over as a business for a very long time. And so that time has come. Again, I told you guys I would start buying, and I have started buying. So if we actually head over to the stock journal, what you can see is that I did my very first recent purchase on Robinhood right here on April 6th, earlier this week. What I did in this purchase is I went in and I purchased 7 shares of Robinhood for $500 at $69.77, just a little bit above where we are right now. That was right around here, or so roughly, if I remember correctly. Now, for my reasoning, I have been considering adding more to my hood bag now that it has absolutely fallen off a cliff, and today just felt like the right day to pull the trigger. We saw some very interesting news that the Bank of New York would partner up with Robinhood to deliver the Trump accounts, which is a huge win for Robinhood as a company, and it further catalyzes my thesis that Robinhood will be a front runner for the next generation. From a technical perspective, we are also seeing a massive bullish divergence forming on the hood chart, very similarly to SoFi. And so I put 2 different reasons in here as to why I started doing those purchases. The first reason was because of this news about the Trump accounts, which I'm going to go over in a second. And then the second reason was, of course, what we're seeing on the charts. So let's dive into both of those. So the first big thing that we obviously got recently from Robinhood was that the Bank of New York would be partnering up with Robinhood to release these Trump accounts. Now, if you don't know what these Trump accounts are, they're basically like the savings/investment accounts that Trump is planning on putting together for the future generation, so that babies can start like saving up money and having investments to set themselves up for future success 10, 15, 20 years down the line. And what we can see is that Robinhood's new partnership with the U.S. Treasury Department on children's so-called Trump accounts is going to drive exposure to the company among emerging investors, benefiting its future growth, according to Vlad Tenev. On Monday, the Treasury said it had selected Robinhood alongside the Bank of New York to help power Trump accounts, a tax-deferred custodial-style investment account for children set to launch this summer with a $1,000 seed contribution from the government for kids born between 2025 and 2028. So this little generation of, people who are going to be born over the next couple of years, they're going to be having these investments put in place for them to set themselves up for future success. And remember, I've told you all, my core thesis on Robinhood is that they are going to be a front runner to lead the next generation forward into the world of investments. Because truth be told, guys, people my age, I'm 24, people 21, 20, 18, they're not really liking Fidelity. They're not really using Vanguard. Some are, but not many. They like these super easy experience sort of user interfaces, and they want to use something like a Robinhood, something like a Coinbase or a Zelle or a Venmo, right? Something that just feels feels easy to grasp and easy to use. And that's why I think Robinhood has such a grip on the market, because they apply and appeal to that logic super well. And so by being chosen alongside the Bank of New York by the Treasury, I mean, again, this just puts them in a perspective in which they can continue to place themselves in front of future generations. And my investment into Robinhood, in my perspective, is me investing into future generations still investing, which I think they will. And so when I saw this news, I was like, yep, 100%. This is what I'm talking about. I love this news. And so that was a part of the fundamental reason as to why I went in and bought some Robinhood. Now, from a technical reason, we also can see that something very interesting is happening with their chart. Now, I'm not going to dive super deep into this one because I've already explained what bullish divergence is on a chart. If you don't know what bullish divergence is, I highly encourage you to go watch this video right here. I was talking about SoFi, but I explained exactly what bullish divergence is and how it works. But in short, to put it very simply, what we can see is that Robinhood's price is continuing to trend downwards, is putting in lower lows, as you can see, but its RSI is trending upwards and is putting in higher lows and actually higher highs as well. So do you see this difference? The price is going down, the RSI is going up. It's diverging, or that's called bullish divergence. And historically, when Robinhood has seen cases of bullish divergence, it usually does rally. For example, the last time we saw it was right here. The price was putting in lower lows. The RSI started to trend upwards in the same little area that we're in now, and then Robinhood took off. And the reason why that happens is because when the RSI starts trending upwards, it means the price is losing momentum to the downside. And usually the bulls can flip that momentum to the upside sometime soon. Now, is that a 100% success rate? No, it does not mean that Robinhood's immediately going to fly up, but it does make it more likely that even if Robinhood does start to fall one more time, that it finds a bottom very soon and very fast and tries to continue upwards from there. And so one way or another, whether or not this is the bottom or isn't the bottom, I am planning on doing some purchasing right here, because I think if we're not at a bottom, we're getting close to one, and Robinhood could get some beautiful relief to the upside, maybe even retesting $100 at some point, okay? And so because of that, when you combine the fundamental benefits plus the technical benefits, I thought it was a great time to buy some more Robinhood. And so I went in with a $500 investment and bought 7 shares of Hood on the 6th. Then on the 9th, I went in with $250 and I purchased another 3.5 shares at $71. And then earlier today, I went in and bought another 4 shares at $282, right around $70.61, which has of course brought my average cost on Robinhood down to roughly $93.65, which is actually pretty cool because my average cost was above $100 at one point. So if Robinhood does run up to $100, I'll be in a profit much sooner than I would have been had I not done this. So my current market value on this position is $4,400. If I can get this position back up to a point of being at a break even, that will put this total position right around $6,000 and right around a 1.2% portfolio diversity allocation, which is not bad at all. Currently actually making this one of my larger individual holdings, which is cool. So I was very happy with these purchases. I was glad to do it. I love being able to purchase whenever I can, get a fundamental and a technical confluence, simply just meaning something good is happening on the charts and something good is happening in the news at the same time. I love that. That's called confluence, and it feels really good. So very happy with this. One thing that I will mention before we do go is that if you do want to see this journal, it's free. It's literally just free. It's a Google document. It's nothing super exciting, I'm not going to lie. But in this, you can get access to my portfolio. You can get access to my notes when I just take random notes. You can get access to all the transactions that I'm making when I make them. And then again, you can see my portfolio in real time, just kind of seeing how it's moving and the changes I'm making. So feel free to go over to the stock journal. It's linked down below. Feel free to just go download it here. And yeah, I'll send it to you there. So feel free to check it out. Again, it's free. I'm not selling you anything. You just can have it if it's helpful. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, the portfolio is not looking too bad. Definitely happy with the performance that it's had this month and the recovery it's made. Let's just hope it keeps on going. So I'll keep you guys updated as I do make more changes. Thank you guys so much for joining the journey recently. The channel is growing and we've been moving in such a positive direction, having videos really performing well. Subscribers are coming in. It feels really cool, to be honest. I wasn't quite expecting this. As many of you do know, I have another channel. It's called Tyler Hill Crypto. And this is where, I've been a YouTuber on for 7 years. This is at 138K. I realistically created this stock channel just to document my journey in the world of stocks. I wasn't expecting it to grow like this. So thank you guys so much for joining the journey. If you have been enjoying it, hit that subscribe button. Let me know you have been enjoying it. Like this video, comment. It really helps a ton. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. See ya, everybody.